Alright, so I'm going to show you how to add in writing submissions on the document. So I took the blank Fulcrum document that I had and I wrote 2025 on it, and that'll be saved, and I'm going to be sending it to the Fulcrum account, and y'all will take turns logging into the computer in our office, and I think I'm going to separate it by half. So one of you does one half, one of you does the other half. So I'm going to show you kind of how to do that. So here I have the document pulled up. Sometimes there's going to be this red border around things. Um, actually, hold on. You can delete that. So then, as I said before, so you're going to go onto the page that you're on here and you're going to right click and you're going to click override all parent page items. That'll let you edit things. And so first of all, here, let's see, we're gonna start a text box here. So sometimes you'll run into an issue where you're not able to select things, and then you might need to switch between which hand tool, the selection tool, or the direct selection tool. So I'd use the selection tool to get that, and then I can just delete that. And then I'll be able to work on document. So then also sometimes if you're not able to click, there will be this blue thing and you can delete that. It's just, you'll get used to it. There's just some weird nitpicky things you have to kind of get used to doing. Then you'll be able to actually do a text box. The text box shouldn't go beyond this border that's here. And then basically what you're going to do is you're going to go into the document. Right now I'm just using the document of like the order of things. Eventually we'll have something, or this will be edited, where all of the edits we need to have done are done, and names and trigger warnings and stuff like that will be included. So you're going to select just the type, not the actual sorry, my neighbor is doing some work. Not the title or name or anything, and you're just going to copy this, and then you're going to go back into InDesign and you're going to do paste, and so it's going to bring this in. It'll bring it into the font that we're using on the document, which we can change later. We can decide on what that font will be, but for now just work on getting this on, and then we'll be able to edit this here, and then the name and the medium, and then the medium for writing will be like poetry, prose, or like whatever we have there, so this is gonna maybe be a different format than what you saw in the other document, just depending on how things lay out. So it's important to check for things like this sentence ends with the word starlight. Make sure that this isn't adjusted to where it's different. If you see that, make sure it's adjusted so that everything is in the right way. This gets a lot harder when it's with like our creative writing pieces, where it's less of a purposeful structure. It comes down to being like, oh, this N falls between above the H and this two ones below, and it gets to be a lot. You'll kind of get a feel for it though. So making sure that there's any indents where they need to be, any spacing between paragraphs, anything like that, and like here, making sure like the capitals are where they're supposed to be. Sometimes we'll have punctuation that doesn't transfer over to the font we're using correctly. We need to go in and manually fix that. But really what we're doing right now is getting everything in place, to make sure we have spaces for everything, because obviously with art pieces it's easy to be like, oh, this art piece goes on this page, but with certain writing you might be like, I can only fit so much on this page, half of this writing piece has to be on this page, and then where do we split that writing piece? Is there a good space between parts of the story that we can split it there, and then just kind of seeing how many pages each piece will take up, and then we'll go in with the art after, and make sure that's placed correctly so we don't have to end up later on going back, because we can't easily like um, make something longer or like add an extra page or whatever, because then the order will get off. So just kind of making sure that you're doing all that correctly. And let's see, our next submission here is this one. So like this sonnet, we might have these on one page. Excuse me. There we go. And then we're gonna copy that. Make sure you select the whole thing. Go back into InDesign. And then I'm gonna make sure that this is overridden. We're gonna get rid of this guy here. And this guy here. And then let's make this text box here. And eventually we're gonna make sure that it's in the correct font and sizing. Can move this up a little bit. This red plus here means that there's more here, more writing that isn't being shown. So make sure you go back with the select tool and just extend this border so we get all of it. And here you might see like, depending on what font and what size the font is that we use, we might need an extra page for this, because right now we're cutting off either this part or down here. We want to keep it as in the border as we can. So this might be a situation where maybe we need to have one sonnet on this side and one sonnet on the other side of the spread. So yeah, we might, I don't know exactly how we're going to split this up, because if one person does one half and one person does the other, they might not connect up in the middle in the right way. Because we can't kind of transfer what's on this page onto this page easily without just like manually moving it. So yeah, that will get you started. Let me know if you have any questions at all, and I can see what I can do for you. All right, thank you.